Well, I've got my grow arches up. Most of you know what I'm talking about when I say a grow arch. It's a cattle panel with two T-posts on either side and forming an archway for tall plants to grow up, like pole beans, cucumbers, things like that. So planting a grow arch, and what I will do, this is in an area where I just had a lot of wood chips dumped, so it's pretty thick. Normally your wood chips, if you put them on your garden, are not going to be this thick, but this is how I'm having to do it, because that right there, that right there is about 6 or 8 inches of wood chips. So I'm having to dig the wood chips out to get down to the bare soil underneath, and then I'm going to I'm gonna put a lot of potting mix in it and just plant in the potting mix, and then let the roots go down into the soil. So that's what we're doing. Let me show you. This year when I built the grow arches, I left about 6 or 8 inches between the cattle panel, bottom of the cattle panel, and the dirt, or in this case the wood chips. Normally again, I wouldn't have the wood chips piled this deep, but I was covering this garden plot up and was going to leave it for a few years and let the wood chips rot. But times have changed in the world, and I'm planting a much bigger garden than I planned on, and you should be too. So anyway, this is me digging it out. Well, this is a couple of days later, and I've installed some drip line. I'll show all that in a different video, but this is just going to show you how I plant in deep mulch. Again, this is about 8 inches deep, so 6 to 8 inches deep. So deep mulch. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, planting in these grow arches. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to put me some potting soil in there a little bit, and then put the drip tape on top of that. This is called BM7 potting mix. But any good potting mix will do. Now that I've got a few inches of that in there, I'm going to lay the drip tape back on top. Then I'll put some more BM7 on top of that. And that's what I'll plant in. Starting misting a little bit, so we're going to try to do what I need to do to show you this, but also protect the camera. These are some spaghetti squash seeds. I think what I'm going to do here is plant spaghetti squash, I've got some trombone chino, some trombone squash. I'm going to plant them right along with these. They've got about the same growing characteristics, each one of them do. I've grown some trombone squash that were right at 3 feet long. Really look pretty. All right, I'm gonna put my trombones in there in between these. Planting 2 per. And then just cover them up just a little bit. Pack them down. And then I'm going to throw some of this mulch on top of it. Like I said, it's misting rain right now, so I don't need to water them in. If it wasn't misting rain, I would water them in. And I'll do the same for both sides of this grow arch. So this grow arch will be trombone squash and spaghetti squash. So I'll get the rest of these done, but just want to show you how to plant in deep mulch. Sometimes you can, if it's not too deep, then all you do is rake the mulch back, get to the soil, plant your seed on top of the soil, and throw some mulch back on top of it. And but this is so deep, if I got all the way down in there and threw the mulch on top of it, it would be 6 or 8 inches for that little plant to pop up through that mulch, and I don't think that's a good idea. So we're doing it this way. I've done it this way in the past. It's worked good. So I'm gonna get the camera out of the mist. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I'm getting wet. Back of the camera is too. So I think that's it. This is how to plant if you're in deep mulch. Now this is either wood chips or hay or anything like that. I would use just a little bit of potting mix in there to give you contact with the soil. You get your potting mix gonna have contact with the soil, and then raise it up a little bit, plant your seeds, and then throw you know, an inch or so of mulch on top, instead of throwing 4, 5, 6 inches of mulch, be it hay or wood chips. So doing it this way, I think, is a lot better. Again, worked for me in the past. Want to show it to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, look down there and subscribe and ring that bell so you'll get notifications when I upload a new video. You're going to want to watch it. Got a lot going on in the garden this year. A lot going on. All right, we're gone.